Okay.
All right. Says that we're live, guys.
Says we're live.
Says that we are live. Here we are.
I don't know why it's saying this.
Well, because there's always a minute. There's 1
minute. A minute.
Just like when we're with
Okay.
Wayne.
Okay.
So hopefully you guys can see us.
Oh.
There we are. See?
Oh.
See?
Oh. Can you hear us? Oh. Turn this down. Can you guys hear us?
I hope everything is well, guys. And thank you guys for joining as I try to find us ourselves. So, December energies.
See and hear us. Hi, Tori.
You can see us?
Yeah, we're going to be going over December energies. We're going to be going over crazy stuff today. I've been writing all day, so hopefully it's a good one. So thanks for showing up. Now, we couldn't get the camera exactly the way we wanted it, but we're doing our best, guys. We just wanted to say hi and see you.
Yeah, I mean, we thought
it was nice.
We've only done 5,000-6,000 videos, and we've only done, I don't know, several hundred lives. Maybe we've done we probably haven't done 1,000 lives. But still, we run into these technical issues. It's weird. It's just weird.
Yes.
But hey, I saw John Levy. He was talking about last week's previous video. He had problems. He's like, I ran into all these technical difficulties. Nothing I could do about it.
No, and it was throughout the whole video. So a lot of things are changing, a lot. So we're trying to roll with the punches as best as we can, and it has not been easy. So thanks for sticking with us, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So what will December bring? I mean, December 2025 to me feels like the biggest turning point in the USA, I'll say, since 1776. Really, truly.
Can I just say hi to some people?
Yes, say hi.
I want to say hi to people. I see hi Diana and Robbie and DJ and Elizabeth. I don't know, you guys. It just feels like it feels, not like a ritual. I don't want to say ritual. It feels nice to say hi.
It is nice.
Hi, Christina. And hi, Nina the Mystic. Hi. Okay. And Oneness.
Oh my God, Nina, when are we going?
We are going on it's recorded on the 5th, and I think it's released on the 21st. But Nina, we left you a number. Could you please text us so we can have the technical difficulties resolved?
Yeah,
before we are technically challenged. So that would be wonderful. If you don't mind, we left the number in the Patreon.
And I don't really think we're that bad with technology. We're not good.
We're not good.
But we're not that bad.
We're not bad.
But, we have been learning, spending a lot of time learning new things the last, I'd say, week. We're really delving into a lot of the technology and trying to pick up some new skills because we want to bring some new levels to what we've been doing and kind of redefine things and expand out into other areas.
So I wanted to be able to do this, like we would have the little box over there and we could kind of go over the news over here, but the camera just wasn't doing anything, so we had to reboot, reset, so you just have to look at us while we go over this. So
yeah,
sorry.
Well, the camera wouldn't work, and it's a new camera. It wouldn't work.
It's bright, but it's been a good camera. At first, when we hooked it up, it was perfect for like people like us. It was plug and play, but I don't know, a setting got done or something. So just bear with us. Yeah.
I was looking at Streamlabs just a couple days ago, Nina. So I've always used OBS, but we'll check out different things. Oh, Zeno says Streamlab is her favorite too.
Okay, well, we're just gonna have to try that. We'll have to figure it out.
The Cortez show, you got some hot tacos for sale? Kind of hungry.
Hello. We like tacos. Oh, speaking of, I just want to say a huge thank you to our precious Mama Jan, all of our supporters out there. Mama Jan, she takes special care of us, and she's she's where I go to for my big problems, and she's always there, and she sent us some really yummy treats today. I so appreciated it. Thank you, Mama Jan. We got it today.
Absolutely.
And it was delicious.
It's just wonderful to see all you guys, like everybody, Israel, Talisha, Diana, Robbie. Yeah, there's new stuff coming. We plan on, again, trying to do more of how can we help you, or
how can we help you? We want to talk about, let's kind of get into December energy. Let's talk December energy. It's pretty crazy. So I've been writing all day.
Okay, so, again, we are at like a massively huge pivotal point. You could see this. December is the last month of 2025. 2025 has been mentioned not just in the Deagle numbers, but in other places too. It's one of those numbers that always pops up. And then after that, you have the whole Agenda 2030 and other years as well that have been looked at. There's been a lot of remote viewers out there too, picking up on certain events. The future forecasters, they did another thing, remote viewing New York City. I think they were looking at 2070 or 2080, and they didn't see New York City. It was like it was gone. So, that they also had done a different one where they were looking at 2038. And, again, major changes there. We have ourselves looked at 2050 and 2100. And we've gotten as much information as we can from the guides and through channeling about the changes that are coming. Now, I think that we have nudged the timeline in a positive direction time and time and time again. I really believe that. I don't think we have to face all the, thank you, Oneness, so much for your support.
Thank you, Oneness. We appreciate it so much. Thank you, thank you.
Absolutely.
There's our Rosemary.
We have so many blessed, amazing friends all over this world, and we're just so grateful to all you guys. And we did a West Coast trip about a month ago now, or just exactly 1 month ago. We did a 2-week West Coast trip.
The babies did great.
And, hopefully the events in the world will be such that, we'll be able to do other trips too, and do some things on the road. I'd love to do some hot places, interesting places, not too far away that we could go and put boots on the ground and do some investigation in person. That would be a lot of fun. We've done that in the past, in case you haven't been with us the full 8 years. We've done a lot of interesting places, and I'd love to do some more, here in the United States. There's a lot to look at, and we'd like to see, a lot of you guys too.
Yeah, we would. It's up to Sita, but Sita did really good. We stayed in the hotel. The babies did great. They got their own beds, and that seemed to keep them going. I'm gonna do a sage, if you guys don't mind. Do you mind if I do a quick sage?
Yeah, go
just a little
right
sage
ahead.
here,
So,
not too much. I like to just clear the energy up a little bit before I do readings. So when I was doing the December energy check, this is so funny. This is what I've got. The first thing that the guides gave me was they showed me a picture of when I drove my first stick shift. If those of you who started out on a stick shift, oh my gosh, the Erky, start, stop. And I was in Reno, and it was busy, and it was my first stick shift. My sister had a little Daihatsu that cost about $3 to fill that tank at the time. And I had to go down to the store. I needed a stamp. I don't remember why, but I was like a big kid. I think I was 16. I needed a stamp. And I realized, it dawned on me for the first time in my life, I have to come up with money for a stamp. Oh my gosh. So I was like, I'm stepping into adulting, and I made my way jerking and stop go all the way to the little mini mart thing. And then I got my stamp. I got in the car, and then I couldn't get it to back up right. And then by the time I did get it to back up, people are honking. You guys know how it feels. You sweat, you cry, You know, you're trying to start it and you get to go and the car dies. I mean, it was a mess. So that's the memory they gave me for December energy. But you know what? In the end, we overcome, right?
Yeah, yeah, we will. And I think, again, the thing that has come through, and I know the guides wanted us to really stress it, is the mind, body, spirit aspect of this. We have to bring the physical body, in many cases, up to par with the energy body. Now, sometimes it's the opposite. Yeah, the energy body might need some work. Again, it depends on the individual, but I know from my own personal experience, and Cindy's not, she didn't light a fatty or anything.
No, it's our
sage.
sage. This is what I do.
Yeah,
so if I work on you,
it's
this
not
is
420.
this
you
is
know?
what we get. We do a sage. But, you know, so I wrote all these things down. So basically the theme for November is it's reflecting the human nervous system. You know, if you guys have felt that, you know, the just type of energy at times. So it will be carrying extreme weather anomalies, and these patterns mirror our emotional atmosphere. Keep that in mind. So sudden temperature swings, unpredictable storms, flooding and rising water, volcanic rumblings and movement. And I have to crack up a little bit because, yeah, I'm going through that change thing, right? So this whole December makes me laugh. Sudden temperature changes. You guys know where that's going, right? Right? Poor Mike. He's
Flooding
been wonderful.
and rising water sounds ominous.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
unpredictable storms. You know, there are unpredictable emotional storms when you're going through menopause. Just saying.
Oh my gosh, it's crazy. So it's not that she's out of control. She's maintaining control and rebalancing, recalibrating, and responding to the pressure of the collective human emotion. And in many ways, all of the cells in our body, as above, so below, our cells are kind of going through the same thing. So water takes the lead this month. Water takes the lead. What does water do? Let's think about water for a minute. So water is very cleansing. It's very emotional. Mm-hmm. It's very intuitive. You know, water carries emotion. So it's also unpredictable, and it's able to shift forms instantly.
It takes patterning too.
Patterning.
Think about Emoto and his emotion patterning with the water. You know, it's all about frequency. I think, again, this is why having the good habits, the good healthy habits, and approach life from a holistic manner. You know, and a lot of times we might be good at one thing or keeping up with one thing, and you know, we don't really want to do something else
and it
so
holds
much.
memory. It holds memory, right?
Yeah.
Cindy sage. I love the sage. It smells so good. I didn't always like it, but I love it now. When I smell it, it's like I feel safe. You know, everything feels safe. So volcanic energy, pressure and release. So below the surface, internally and globally, there is definitely volcanic energy. They showed me that going on, and then the pressure is building. So that was a bit of a concern. Now, old patterns cracking, and they did show me like under the earth where there are these old cracks that haven't been used before. Those are getting pressed open. There's some prying and pressure. A lot of truth surfacing this month, you guys. A lot of truth. So things might come up that you really don't like to say, but you might have to say it because you just can't sit on it anymore. Don't even try. Just let it out. Sometimes writing it down is better, you know, because you can't always say exactly what you want to at any given time. Sometimes we have to be appropriate about it. But you know what? If you need to scream and you need to get it out, there's pillows. There's outside, there's places you can go to just really get it out. So a lot of emotional energy and trying to get our systems regulated. So
you know, I just got to mention, Xenomorph gave a question there. And, you know, that's a really in the know question. She asked, what do you guys thought of what many call the Kegel exercises and its effect on the third eye? How many people would know to correlate that with the third eye? Not too many. Really, not many. Mm-hmm. But it's again about sealing sealing off an energetic leak in an area? So that's a very advanced question, and
Yeah.
a great question, Jen.
Well, I mean, for all your orifices, the sphincter
Yes.
too. Hate to say it, but
Well,
yeah, energy does leak.
again, that's where your root chakra is, so yeah, when you do Qigong and you're gathering the life force, one of the things that you do is you seal that off. And that's one of the things that should become automatic, just like, putting the tongue to the top of the roof right behind the two front teeth, that type of thing. We are, and I know we did do some Qigong videos recently over on Patreon. I think there was an exclusive Patreon and members one. Then there was one that was on EEARTS. We have so much of a backlog with stuff that we want to get across to you guys. We've been doing like 2 or 3 a day. Honestly, if there was more time in a day, the ideas, thoughts, and what we want to share, there's like 5 or 6 a day that need to come out. But we want to do it in smaller little nuggets to make it easier to digest.
Watch the shorts. I think we're going to be putting up more shorts, and we have a TikTok, and we did we did a new Facebook. We got stuff going on.
Yeah, I have been posting to TikTok every day this week. So TikTok is getting uploads too. And we're in expansion mode, and yeah, I am actually going to be activating my own name account on YouTube too for some other side projects. A little bit off topic from the usual things we do here, but still stuff I want to get out and want to share. So yeah, there's a lot going on. I feel that this is what I feel. I feel this is a time for rapid expansion, and just tremendous possibility and potential like we haven't had at any other time. I think the awakening is accelerating, but at the same time, we realize not everybody's going to awaken, and that's part of the decision to try to share more in regards to help, and how to take it in your own life to a higher degree, whether that's, more of the spiritual practices like, meditation, yoga, qigong, things like that, or the physical body type of practices, doing more with even exercise as well as definitely diet, detoxing, etc., etc. There's just so much that we need to be doing. So, again, your body has to be in tip-top condition to reach the spiritual heights that you want to reach too. Yeah. Doesn't mean that if you're in a stage in life where, like me, 2 ruptured discs, numerous cases of Lyme disease, all that, and honestly, I really, if you ask me today, do you feel any different than when you were 35, now that you're 60? I'd say no. Actually, I feel consistently better now, believe it or not. I don't feel like we have to age like they tell us. And if you could have amphibians regrow tails, why can't we? Well, not regrow a tail, but you know what I mean.
You guys know. So, I mean, a lot more. Well, I think sometimes people say, well, you guys cover the news and stuff. You're so spiritual. And if you really knew both sides of us, you would probably see like a punk rocker, a headbanger alongside with like a monk, or a Buddha. I mean, that's us. We just, we're expansive. So we have to do our energy this way and that way, but at the same time, I like to keep an eye on the news, and then I like to be as healthy as I can be in case something happens. Look, okay, just this is like so. But I'm going to share it. I think we're close enough here with this family. I'm going to share something. So for a very long time, I was on a lot of different types of medications. They were trying to get my brain to silence itself, and because of everything, because I was gifted and I didn't know it. I just didn't know what was going on. So the doctors did tried several things. They tried several things. And in the midst of that, I became a mess because, of course, they're not there to heal. They're just there to kind of put a lid on things and help you go a little bit further. So eventually, when I did wake up and I started to look at the state of the world, I thought, how am I? What happens if the shipping goes down? What happens if I can't get these medications? And I was looking at the side effects. One particular one, major seizures, heart palpitations. I mean, if you try to go off of them, seizures, death, headache, vomiting, choking. I mean, the list went on and on and on. And yes, to the point of death, if you do not go off of them properly. There was one of them actually needed me to go into, and I didn't. I did it myself. Probably not the brightest thing, but thank you, Paul. But I went into, I did it myself, but they wanted me to go into the doctor's office because of the seizures that it could cause. I went down off this thing. It took me about 2.5, 3 years. I went down by crumbs. And thank you so much, Paulo. I went down by crumbs and I took my time and I did it because I didn't want to take the chance of the system going down. And here I am. Here I'm stuck. And I have no way to fix it. So there's still things that people need out there. And I'm not saying get off of everything. I'm just saying be in shape, the best shape that you can be, because as healthy as Mike and I are, we're still not guaranteed to make it if something major happens.
No, I mean,
that's why we cover the news and everything.
I had that event that we shared with you guys, with the appendicitis that was, kind of shocking with as, good a care as I try to take. You could still have things like that happen, but I think, again, we're going in two different directions. We have many people that unfortunately are getting worse and worse with chronic health conditions and are just trusting in the same old,
yeah.
But they're getting, the same results, which are less than optimal. And then you have people that are really growing and understanding. There's people like Dr. Berg out there and, so many other people that are coming out of the woodwork. Others that have been doing it for decades, sharing how, again, look to nature. It's really a lot of simple things. We don't have to spend a ton of money. We just have to be consistent. We have to put the energy in, the effort and the energy to that mind, body, breath practice. And, be mindful of what we eat. Not that you can't go off. This trip also taught me I can go off. And, if I go off diet for a little while, I'll be fine as long as I get back, detox, and then get right back into a routine. So the trip that we took out to, the West Coast was absolutely needed. Again, everybody needs a break sometime or a change in scenery. And, if it's all work and no play, it makes Johnny a dull boy, right? You gotta spice your life up in different ways. And Robbie had a great idea too. He said he was like, too bad we didn't have a place to go where we could check in on each other and even do things like share updates with each other as far as what you did today for your exercise or your meditation, things like that, or diet, where we could encourage each other. We did have somebody offer to do a Discord for us, but then they took it over and they hijacked the name.
So we've been burned pretty bad.
Yeah, we were really burned. And then they were just trying to...
then they wanted to take our people. They locked us out of the Discord. They took our name. We couldn't get in.
And
then they started talking all kinds of crap about us. They tried to start their channel. So we're very protective of, if somebody wants to go off and start a group, we can't watch it. There's... so we've been burned. Not saying we'll never do it again, but that's the story behind us not doing gatherings. It's been difficult.
Well, and I've had visions where I see that we will at some point be making our rounds and, doing meetups and doing talks and like workshops together. And I do think that's in the future. Maybe it's still a bit off, but I do see that as somewhere that we're going to go. And I think 2026 is going to be a huge transitional year for us because as much as we've done, and we've done a lot when it comes to videos, I see a lot of people, creators, talking about, making their 100th video or this and that. And I think, my God, we've probably done 5 or 6,000.
We've done a lot. I think we're in
But
the middle of learning how to self-advertise, like to reboost ourselves and all that fun stuff. You got to roll with the times, and we don't like the technology, but that's where we're at. So we might as well
the
deal with it.
technology's here to stay. And the other thing, well, until maybe the sun lets out a big a big blast and fries everything, which could happen.
But until then, here we are.
Yeah, I mean, if it does happen, I still think that timeline's somewhere around 2040s, mid 2040s. It's a ways out. So again, what do we do in the interim? Because we know things are moving full scale ahead. You could see it, whether we're talking the USA, Canada, Australia, UK, all around the world. There's still new laws going in that we're not comfortable with. And I know in the USA, for instance, they were looking at attacking hemp and potentially even, I hope not, but interfering with CBD, because CBD is a blessing and our bodies are built for it. We have a endocannabinoid system in our bodies. So, we've been doing that, humans, for, wow, Coma, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Coma. You guys, please stay to the end because we are going to do a tuning. I'm going to use my very special stone that I got. This one. This is like my favorite. It's so wonderful, calming, and loving. Thank you so much, Coma. And we're going to do a tuning at the end. And for now, this is where we gather. This is where we gather and check in on each other and until something else comes up. But a community idea, I like it.
But I do see expansion, and we're one of the few people that's not on Instagram, and there's some spots we haven't been on, but we're going to expand into it. And branch off, and we want to share more because I do think that there's so much of a need for it. So Como was asking about apothecary books, in particular ones that you trust. I'm going to have to think about the authors. But we do have a pretty good sized library.
I wish we could take the camera and show you. We got hundreds of books.
But you know what? We've done this before, and I'll do this again. I'll break it down into groupings, and we'll go through and do little videos showing some of the books that we have and the authors that we really appreciate, because there are a lot out there that are just amazing. Mm-hmm. And speaking of authors, one of our own family members, I just ordered his book today. I think it was this morning. So that'll be coming in from Amazon, and I'll share that with you when we get it in. And it's one of our patrons, and this is really, really cool. And we have another one of our Patreon family that also wrote a book, and we had him on before, our Zach from Colorado, who's an amazing guy, very gifted, very knowledgeable and full of love and empathy. And he's also put out a book in the past too, and several updates. So boy, this is great.
Yeah, we got a lot going on. So just to finish up on December's energy. So really, you want to be preparing to step into a new timeline. Ultimately, that's what it is. And guess what? When you're trying to start that stick shift and go somewhere, it might die and you might panic, but don't. Just start again. Take a deep breath. You fall down in December, take a deep breath. Remember the steps, 1, 2, 3, and start again. Push your clutch in. Don't forget to push the clutch in. That was my fault. That was my problem. I kept forgetting that darn clutch. Turn it on and go again, but go slower. If it doesn't work, just back up, regroup, slow down. So we're going to end the month with much sharper intuition, stronger boundaries, clearer purpose, and awakened gifts. And it's really going to be helpful. So that's what December's energy looks like. I'm sorry, we kind of got off on rants, but
yeah. Well, absolutely. There's so many things that, I know you guys are all so gifted, and Robbie is saying, what about a Reddit community? We could look into that, definitely. We're a little gun shy with Discord after what happened. and then it's like, how much time can you
Can we dedicate
to
it?
it?
Right.
Because honestly, our days are really full.
Yeah, they
But
kind of are.
they are, but again, maybe we could get with Robbie, because I do completely trust Robbie. And
Well, there's
or
a couple
somebody,
people that we really know and love that maybe could,
Jen, Zeno. I
because
mean,
you
all
can't
you
leave it
guys, we
on
love
one
you guys.
person.
But if they're, it's
If the wrong egg gets in there, it could poison the whole bunch. And like Mike said, we're gun shy, but we'll figure something out because it's for the greater good, and we will. So
okay, awesome.
yeah.
Absolutely
And,
awesome. So, yes, this will, just so you know, all the lives, and it might be confusing too if you haven't noticed the way YouTube is. When you do a live, it will be shown later. It'll pop up besides, during the actual filming of it. But it's over in the live section, not the video section. Paulo was asking, so if you don't know that, because there's really no guide ever that knows, no neon sign that says, by the way, the lives are under their own section. They're always there too. Cortez show is talking about the recent correlation of the King's Chamber, 12 signs, and differential of time moves on the signs agreements, slow, fast, slow. I remember before, looking into that aspect. Again, I think one of the things that I wish I could get a better grasp on sharing, each yuga is really different. Think about it this way. When you enter the earth, you come into an incarnation in the Kali Yuga, there's like a different set of parameters than the Bronze Age or the Silver Age or the Golden Age. So one of the things that the guides gave us is that your body's going through rapid transformation right now. They've said this more than one time.
Well, the sun sneeze today, they said that our cells are like doubling so fast right now.
Yeah.
And what the guide showed me on that one, when I asked him about, okay, what the sun just did, and I asked him, what they showed me was like the human body, a scaffolding, scaffolding that you put around when you're making a building. Well, there's like a scaffolding around our light body and our energy, and they showed that sun hitting it. And if you're not taking good care of yourself, and if you're not grounded, it can knock that scaffolding and throw you out of alignment. So we have to be very careful with this one, and that's where we get into the health aspect, the exercise aspect, the energy body, helping the energy body do its thing, and clearing it out. So this is all the things that we teach. These are all the things that we do. And we help people stabilize themselves, and some people come in once a month just for maintenance. Some people come in every 2 weeks for maintenance, but we're always here. We're always helping wherever we can. And we work with people too. Like sometimes people have trouble. There's got to be an energy exchange. But we work with people because it's hard out there. Energy is where it's at. Your energy body, if your energy is healthy, your body's going to have the best chance at healing.
Yeah, absolutely. And Coma was talking about land that people like-minded can go together and, go in on. I think that's ultimately what's going to happen over time, especially as things break down. What we've gotten clearly from Cindy's channelings, especially like with the kids from the future, I see in other channelers confirmation, that the split that's coming is going to be very real. And I do think, that they're going ahead with things. Obviously, digital ID, we know that this is the beginning of the change of monetary systems. But I don't think they're going to get everything they want, and I don't think whatever they get will really necessarily last for long. I think they will have if I had to bet, I think, the most they could hope for is 50% of the population to go along with them. I just don't see them getting in this world with so many people waking up. I do think there are those that will, will go along, real, no problem. Oh, wait a minute, UBI. Wait a minute, I get 2,500 a month to do nothing, and you're going to give me an apartment, and you're going to pay this and pay that. Again, whatever they promise, usually what actually happens is not what was promised. We understand that. But there will be a good chunk of people that will go along with that. But I think what happens is, I think other people say no. Look at Florida. Florida has been just leading the way with pushing back. They're doing away with all mandates. Like any sort of health-oriented mandate is getting tossed. That's awesome. We need to see more of that, but we do see positive change. RFK with taking the mercury out. That's great. We should have gotten that out a long time ago. It doesn't make any sense that something's toxic and you're going to handle it with gloves, but then you're going to put it in
their body.
It makes no logical sense.
Oh my gosh! There was I wanted to do a Patreon. One of our dearest family members sent me a thing about ouchies for pets, and I can't talk about it here. I am going to cover it on Patreon, but it's just not a doctor. I can't advise anything, but keep an eye on Patreon. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And we do have other people that have volunteered to help with certain things. We've had a little help with the website. We're going to do a lot more work with.
We need like a whole launch.
Well, really, what we needed was maybe to utilize more family help when we can, where we can.
Yeah. Because we're so protective, and I think it hurts us in a lot of ways. Because of the trauma, we all go through trauma. So we're very protective of how we do things, but we're gonna get through this, you guys. We just appreciate your help.
You guys were talking about it, so I want to throw it out there. Where would you buy land if you were able to start a community? And I know we have people in Australia, people in the UK, people in Canada.
Well, let's just play hypothetical. Let's pretend.
Totally hypothetical.
Let's pretend you could step in a portal and go to wherever. Where would you guys buy land?
Yeah. What are your thoughts? Like for me, what pops up immediately is a lot of South and Central, because of the cost factor, and also growing season. Like we have tomatoes and peppers out there. I got to go pick. And they're still producing. Now, I'm surprised.
Yeah.
But they're still producing. I'm still picking tomatoes and peppers, without having a greenhouse, which I haven't gotten to yet, but definitely need to. Zenos says Japan. northern Arizona. Robbie says Peru. I love Peru. I love northern Arizona too. I really do. We both do. We've looked at that area too. We're just a little concerned with the water. We don't know if it's a lot of hype that, the whole water situation and the fight over water will, again, what are we going to have? Are we going to have, just dry desert there? No water to feed Vegas and Phoenix, etc.? I don't know. I don't know. There are signs. I think Mother Earth's going to balance herself out.
Yeah, there will be signs. I just crack up every time I hear that. There will be signs. Yes, there will. Yeah, I mean, a lot of places, people have their, some people are too sensitive to the cold to go up north. I love northern Idaho. Born in Kellogg, Idaho, close to Coeur d'Alene. If any of you are familiar with Coeur d'Alene, I spent the first portion of my life there on a farm, and it was like the best time of my life, and it was so wonderful. And I hope to try to recreate that by the time I die, as long as I can take care of the animals. But some people can't handle the cold. Like I would love to go back, but I don't know how I would do in the cold, because I have to keep the house in the summertime warm still. In the summer, I'm wearing a jacket sometimes.
So, Ben, everything is in Louisiana has tomatoes too, and There was a comment about Puerto Rico. Yeah, I love Puerto Rico. It still is the U.S. too. The only thing is just, again, the island thing. I would love to live on an island in the Caribbean if it was normal times.
Yeah, we got him as close as we could to an island, you know.
Lots of good thoughts out there. Yeah, and like Zena was saying, water can be hard if you can't drill a well. Well, we had a piece of desert land, and then we couldn't get anybody to even come and drill the well.
I think
and
they
then
were scared to because they can't guarantee water.
No, and it's like $20,000, and it's not going to guarantee that you're going to get water. So it could be $20,000 just for nothing, and we don't have that ability.
Yeah, we don't have that nothing
so
ability.
Right here all I gotta do is dig about 2 feet down and I got water.
Yeah, we have the opposite problem. Like I said, pendulum. We are just kind of in a constant state of balancing our energy, Mike and I. So it's like, the headbanger and the Buddha, and they walk side by side, and we have to bring them together, and that's what we do. And imbalance is our kryptonite. It really is. If we are out of balance, our body's going to tell us quicker than most.
Yeah.
So.
Well, when you love a place, like Emma says, Salt Spring Island, not worried about the government, that's it. You create your own little bubble. And Emma's powerful enough to do that.
Yeah.
And I think, all you guys
a lot of you guys in the chat have that ability to, because you see what you're doing. You create that bubble. If you can see it, you have just created it. That's the beauty of being awake.
Yeah. Jennifer Scott, the Bee Wrangler, is in Texas. Good enough for her. Yeah. We just crossed Texas, and I've been I want to say I've been all over Texas. I think people might not understand what like the eastern half of Texas is like. It's great. I mean, it gives you good climate. There's just about everything you would want available. It can be a great growing area. So like, I don't know. I do like eastern Texas a lot. And the energy was actually very interesting. And I liked the energy too, going where we went through on the way back down, which was kind of going northeast of Dallas.
It was so pretty. They had like the prettiest big layouts for horses out there. It was I loved going through Texas and stuff. It was great.
Talisha says lots of places here in West Virginia to hide. Absolutely, because West Virginia is just amazing. It's very mountainous. I've been all over West Virginia too, really. It's very inexpensive. You can definitely get a good homestead going there. Extremely affordable. Like if you had $200,000 to invest in a homestead in West Virginia, you could have a ton.
Yeah.
And same thing with Kentucky too. Kentucky is such a good value. Mississippi, I love Mississippi. I really do. Especially like middle to north. There's some beautiful stretches of land and woods and great homestead possibilities. Alabama to Georgia, the Carolinas are wonderful. I love the Carolinas too. I spent about 15 years in the Carolinas. Absolutely one of my favorites.
Yeah, I fell in love with the desert, so I have this romance with the desert. We watched this show. I fell in love with that too. What was that called? But it was Emma and Jolie porn.
Oh.
What was that? It was done in New Mexico.
Dark
Winds.
Winds.
Oh my gosh, the music is so romantic. It's like, dude, this music, I just loved it. And the desert to me is just so romantic.
If you haven't seen, I think it's Dark Winds. I'm pretty sure.
It was so nice, and they have Joe and Emma Lee Porn on there, and I'm always just thinking about it. I want to go visit them.
Because the other thing that hits home is the fact that it's where we were. It's right where we were living in New Mexico, and we loved it. We really did.
Fall of the Zombie says, it's so cool to see y'all's faces. Love it. Hey, you know what I would love to, what would be so fun is like having a Zoom and see everybody, you know? Maybe
Yeah.
someday. Maybe someday.
It's called Dark Winds. It's on Netflix, and I do think the first season was the best season.
I mean, when I went to
But
Monument
good
Valley,
stuff.
I talked with someone who actually was at Monument Valley when I went to Monument Valley for that shindig they had down there. And it was really wild to actually talk with someone, do their chart and energy work and everything. She was there too. She remembers, and it was just so awe-inspiring to go to Monument Valley and see all the monuments, Valley of the Gods, and it changed me, you guys. I had the biggest walk-in. I mean, everything about me changed within 9 months of that walk-in, and I was married to this guy, and I mean, I lost like a lot of weight. I lost a lot of weight.
Yeah,
and I went through a lot of things.
She lost like
I
70 pounds.
Look totally different. I look totally
you
different.
wouldn't recognize Cindy.
I mean, my hair changed, my body changed, my mind changed from that walk-in. It was really wild. Maybe someday we'll do a video on that, because I know y'all have had a lot of walk-ins too. And what does that do to your body? Well, you're taking on somebody's energy. So when that energy comes in you, it literally changes your DNA. It changes your DNA. That's why the face changed. That's why everything changed.
That's one of the things about consciousness that I think very few people understand, is that you can have another consciousness join you and become a part of you during your incarnation. Not possession. Not talking about possession.
Not possession. It's totally different.
It's really
there's
kind of a
gotta
guide.
be a compatibility thing.
Yeah.
So with my family lineage, with my father, I don't talk too much about it, but there is shamanism, medicine man in that family lineage, and there is a compatibility with another shaman there on Hopi land, and things came together. It was really unusual, so I'll probably do a video about it. I mean, it wasn't all pleasant, I'll tell you that.
No, and you know, it is pleasant to have this get together with you guys, and a little bit more relaxed, kind of off topic type thing. Just I like it. We should do this more often. Just, you know, go into whatever topics you guys want to you know, cover, and we can. And you know, Zeno Jen says she would join a Zoom. I think we'll attempt that on Patreon.
I'm gonna start working on Zoom in a couple of weeks. I'm gonna figure it out, and maybe we'll do that, because there's a lot of stuff we can put together on Zoom classes. You know, we could do Zoom classes. There's so much that we want to get out there. We have a plethora of videos that we want to get out there, because we have so much, you know, we want to teach. It's time to teach. We've learned all the things. We've worked on thousands. We've done all the things. Now it's time to start teaching.
Still a lot more to learn. There's always stuff to learn.
Always stuff to learn. You cannot fill a full cup. Is that how it goes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Veterans cannabis advocacy.
Yay!
Do you both play guitar? Just me.
Just that guy.
Just me. It's a passion. Not very good, but love it.
He's very good.
And it takes me to a different place. It's like a meditation, and it definitely can always shift me into like such a positive mood. I get like inspiration, and a lot of times I think the guides are able to get through to me more when I'm doing that. Yeah, it's beautiful. And actually I'm going to be selling a couple of our guitars too. Just again, room for expansion by letting things go. That's a good topic too. You know, sometimes we need to let some things go in order to make room for new things.
Miss Angela, you be careful driving. I'm glad you're listening to the video, but you be careful. That's a long drive. Make sure you drink lots of coffee. We'll put a bubble of protection around you. So like when we were driving out west, I put an angel on the front of each truck, and they flew with us the whole way. So you got those too, Angela. You be careful. Be careful.
Would love a song sometime. Yeah, you know, definitely. Maybe not singing. Maybe mantras.
Hey, I have
at
a
some
poem.
point.
I have a poem. Here
You
you go.
do?
You guys ready? You ready for this?
Uh-oh.
Okay. One fine day in the middle of the night. Is that a poem? Two dead men stood up to fight. back to back, they faced each other, pulled out their swords, and shot each other. And if you don't believe the story I tell you, you just ask the blind man. He saw it too.
Wow. Okay.
Take that.
Okay.
It's in the transcripts down below. Spread the joy. Yeah. Or we could sing a camp song. What is that? Oh, the old crow flew through the cabin. Or no, we won't. I'll quit. Please don't unsubscribe. Sorry.
Boy, it would be fun to do a campfire getaway with the Evolutionary Energy Arts family. Wouldn't that be cool?
It would be. You know, Sita did really good, I gotta say. For we weren't able to get him socialized, and we couldn't do the trainer thing, and we kind of explained why. But for all of that, they did good. For, you know, they met children. Kids hugged them. I mean, my daughter and her friend, they got real close to them, and everybody was saying, no, they're vicious dogs. They're vicious. No, they did good. I'm proud of them. Proud of them. You know, they just need a little more work, but yeah, a real get together would be great. And I'm sure Sita would be good then too, I hope.
Absolutely, you know, and so this is a lot of fun, guys. You know, there's so many people that have all these different and unusual talents out there. So Cortez also plays guitar and is very funny, in case you don't know. The Cortez shows, you know, do check it out. You know, you could just, like, when you go to look at the replay of this, if you go and open up you know, the chat, you could click on anybody and go to their channel, so you could see what they have posted. So I know there's quite a few of you out there that have channels going. You know, again, Cortez, and then of course, where did she go there? Where did she go? She must have went on to other things. But you know, if you're ever curious, just reach out and go check it out. Go check out other people. You know, it's just what a gifted bunch you guys are. You know, I know Diana makes jewelry too. Was mentioning copper, makes me think of copper in the use, which we've done before, with plants to pull in, you know, the life force. That's something that, you know, more and more people are doing, and it's something from the past. Again, there's so many things we can do to make our lives better and be more self-sufficient, because the last thing the system wants is for you to be self-sufficient, and the very last thing is a group of people coming together and truly being self-sufficient together. You know, I think of Waco and what happened back then. It always hit me that was very strange, you know, the David Koresh thing. Now, I know that a lot of times you'll have these stories and allegations that go along with it, and they may very well be true, but it also, I think, you know, the system doesn't like breakaway cultures, breakaway civilizations, or people thinking of breaking away from the system. They just don't like that.
No, they don't. So I think we're going to do a tuning.
Yes, and Cindy's going to give us a tuning.
We're going to do a tuning and a little patterning. So I already did a saging. So please, if you guys haven't been here before, please think of a happy thought. This is how this works. So you have happy thoughts, and this is what we are going to extend into your energy field, and it's going to bring about some healing, and it's also going to bring about some grounding. So take some deep breaths, and here we go. Hold up.
Okay.
The energy works together. We work together. He's really the energy pusher. I'm the tuner. So
this has put people to sleep. It's a rose quartz.
It's a rose quartz. It's very, very nice. So real quick, I just really want to thank the people who helped us with this video today. So Kana, I don't want to say your name wrong, so I'm just gonna say Kona, and then Paulo and Oneness. You guys, thank you so much for tonight. We appreciate it. So here we go. Please take a deep breath. Inhale. Exhale. All right, you guys, thank you so much for coming and supporting the channel. We appreciate it. Hope to see you soon again. Source bless and namaste.
Thank you guys. You are the best. Much love.